I admit that sometimes I like to push buttons, or at least I did. It was kind of funny to see people react, and not everybody would react to certain news or whatever, but it was very interesting to see people react to things like, the Xbox maybe not performing up to where it possibly should. And it's always sort of a shame when that happens, because the Xbox, believe it or not, is a very powerful machine. The PlayStation 5 is a very powerful machine. I wouldn't knock either of these consoles in particular. I think that they're both just fantastic gaming consoles, and I feel like they're some of the best ones we've ever had in the history of game consoles. Both of them offer significant things. Both of them offer varying things, which make them, very unique from one another, which I think is fantastic, because it makes it so you need to have both to really enjoy, the best of both worlds. I guess unless you have a PC, then you can, more power to you to be able to play whatever you want, on your powerful PC or whatever. So, apart from that, this is a situation where I find it a little odd that perhaps maybe the developer isn't taking the Xbox as seriously. You have to kind of wonder, because by all accounts, the Xbox tools and everything are up to date and are where they should be. So it is a little bit boggling my mind that this is the case right now. But I do want to get into this. This is going to be a topic you don't want to miss. Hey there, everyone. I'm the Crapgamer, and this, of course, is Crapgamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few cool changes around here, but hopefully that doesn't stop you from giving us a like and possibly consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me and this silly little YouTube channel. Now, of course, we're talking about Elden Ring. Now, this game in particular means absolutely nothing to me, right? Like, I just got to be honest. It means nothing to me. But From Software's next major project has offered a generous test by Digital Foundry, and they basically ran the gamut on it to see the difference between the Xbox Series X version and the PlayStation 5 version. They also did quality mode, frame rate mode, they really found out who had a distinct advantage and possibly disadvantage. And it looks like, to be honest with you, the Xbox Series X version was at a distinct disadvantage. Now, I do want to point out that this in particular is something that honestly, it could change, right? So this is something that I feel like obviously, could change by the time this actually releases, right? So that's just something that we should all keep in mind. So according to this anyway, Elden Ring on PlayStation 5 has a staggering advantage on the Xbox Series X. Higher resolution in the same scenes, drastically better frame rates, 2 times faster load times, motion blur is removed in FPS mode on the Xbox, worse shadow quality where it's pixelated on the Xbox Series X. So as you can see here, and I'm going to link this in the description, you guys can see it out. So on quality mode, it's really kind of a little bit of a mess on the Xbox version. Now, when it comes to things like loading times, obviously it's going to load, you would think that it would be kind of close, but on the PS5, it loads in just over 6 seconds, where it's, double that on the Xbox Series S and almost double that on Xbox Series X. So, yeah, very interesting when you think about that, the way that it kind of comes about, and, just overall, seeing how like the different shadows and things like that look. It's very interesting that it looks as bad as it does in terms of how the shadowing, it's like very 8-bit, I guess would be the good way to kind of describe it, and how this actually looks. It's really kind of a shame. Like, again, I like you would maybe think, well, maybe that's not a game that would get a lot of sales on Xbox, but the thing about it is, of course, and in my opinion, Souls games do very well on Xbox, right? I mean, I don't think this is a thing where we're talking about, something that would sell zero on Xbox. The Souls games and something like this is expected to sell very well on Xbox. So, is it laziness? Is it, you do sort of question it, because I've made fun of this as well. Like, here we are a year plus into it, and we're seeing some drastic differences between the Xbox and the PlayStation 5 version, and you just sort of have to wonder if it's something to do with the developers or if it's something else altogether. And, like I said, I personally believe it's probably because if you look at it, the PlayStation 5 version most likely is the version that is the lead platform, and so that's the one that's going to be there, ready to go. But they say that optimizations in games really happen in the last 30 to 40 days, so there's plenty of time for that, and plenty of time. Like, don't fret about it if you're an Xbox fan. I think just be aware of it, and I always say, like, be respectful if you are talking to developers or what have you. I think it makes a lot of sense to kind of just say, okay, well, you know what, I can appreciate what you guys are doing here. I can't wait to play your games. Is there any way you can tighten things up on the Xbox version, because it doesn't look that great on the on the Xbox Series X, and it's a more powerful console. You would think, right? Like, I don't know exactly how PC hardware works, or I don't know everything about this kind of stuff, but for me personally, if you have a more powerful hardware, it should perform better. I mean, if you optimize it and things like that. Am I correct in that assumption? That's why they say, like, trust me, I'm not one of the people that's totally ignorant on this stuff, but I will say that to me, it makes sense to, if you have a piece of hardware that is super powerful, especially a console, you're designing for that specific kit itself, right? Like, that's a huge difference in my opinion. Like, where we look at, PlayStation and Xbox, they're, one thing, they're one, thing that you're trying to hit, whereas PC, you're trying to hit a million different things. So it should be easier technically to, optimize games on Xbox. I hope that they get it right, but I just wanted to make everybody aware that, this kind of stuff, in my opinion, kind of borders on, just kind of annoying. Like, if this was a game that I was super into, I would definitely say, what the world is going on here? But the fact of the matter is, it's a game that, I know millions of people are going to be into. And, like, even my friends, I know, like, for instance, Mooch is going to be heavily into this game. And so, I'm sure he'll want to play. I don't know which version he's going to end up getting, maybe PlayStation 5. But some people get multiple consoles. And so, they'll buy him whatever one ends up running it best. But it is a little bit weird that we keep seeing the Xbox version come out, and in this particular instance, really come out not really kind of looking that great, to be honest with you. So it is a little bit of a shame, and I will link it so you guys can check it out. I was fascinated. Listen, I'm fascinated by this stuff. I'm sure that it's probably going to get worked out, and it won't matter at the end of the day, but it just is a weird situation to me that this is happening the way that it's happening at this particular time. So, strange things. I will link it. Hopefully you guys can check it out. Let me know what you think. I would very much appreciate it. And again, if you do enjoy the content, please like the video. That's all I pretty much ask. And if you do want to take a minute out to subscribe, feel free to do that as well. Much love, much appreciation. You guys all rock. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend gaming, watching football, whatever you want to do. God bless. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crapgamer 'em up. Crapgamer out.